You ever heard of a plant called Indian pipe? It's very unusual. It's all white, not green. This is such a special plant. I want to put down a little bit of lavender and gratitude. We don't usually find Indian pipe fresh like this, quite this late in the season, so it feels like a gift. This one is just coming up out of the ground, and in fact, looking down at it, I see a little hook piece like this that shows the next one that's about to come up. What you can see coming right up out of the earth is just this part where the next pipe is about to come up. And it's Monotropa uniflora, one flora flower, a one-flowered plant. Very unusual in that it's got no chlorophyll. I've always had the feeling that where you find bunches of Indian pipes is sacred ground, perhaps ground where councils of people met in the past. And actually, I studied plants for probably 2 decades before I ever harvested Indian pipe for medicine. I always had the feeling this was a plant to go to and learn from. And only last year did I first harvest Indian pipe to make a tincture with that's excellent for relieving extreme pain. And so it's used sparingly, but when needed, it's a wonderful ally. And also, I want to say a little something about where it's growing. We're here with native rhododendrons, which are enormous in these woods. And we're here at the base of an oak tree. I'm not sure which species of oak, but Indian pipe likes to grow at the base of the oaks. Another name for Indian pipe is ghost pipe, and it actually reminds me of a corpse when I see this plant. So it also has a reputation.
Come on, stay by me.
For
come here.
We have company.
Come here.
It also has a reputation for being a spirit ally plant, a plant for when you are walking between the
I
worlds.
thought I heard somebody over there.
Oh, I found something really special. Okay. Of course, all the plants are really special, as they will remind you again and again. And each plant has so many gifts. But come take a look at this one. Now, not every plant is meant necessarily to be used by us. Some of the plants are for us to come and to visit with and sit with and learn from, which is actually, I believe, true of all of the plants. This is a relative of the plant we looked at earlier, the ghost pipe or Indian pipe, corpse plant. And here it is all red. I have a very magical connection and relationship with this plant. Where I first discovered it was in a grove that was my special place, somewhere that I lived some years back. And I had walked a long, long way through the woods and came down a big slope to a grove by water. And by the water were hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of these beautiful red plants. And I sat there for a long time, and I began to have a sense of people or presences there who were not physically there. And as I sat longer, I began to see one after another of Native American women come walking into the grove. One by one, they sat down on the ground, and they didn't seem to mind that I was there. And I didn't know quite what was happening. And then gradually, as they were humming and singing and sitting, I realized that this was a sacred moon lodge for the women, and that this was a place a long time ago that the local Native women had come to bleed onto the moss and onto the earth to nourish the earth with their lifeblood. And a song came to me. I'll sing you a line or two that I remember that stayed with me from that time, and it was, and again, this isn't scientifically accurate, but this is my sense of this plant. This is where the women bled, the Indian pipes have all turned red, So long ago, so long ago. So whenever I see these, I know, just as with the white Indian pipes, that I've come to a particularly sacred spot